is Papa Archest, and I'm here with some lovely people. The theme for today is behind the glamour, and the whole idea behind this is we all like to watch some of our celebrities live the glamorous life, and we sit back and say, what would it be like to be a diplomat and have a diplomatic passport and travel around the world feeling good? And or what would it be like to be a beauty pageant winner or an actor or a musician? Well, we've invited some interesting resources here to share what truly their life is like behind the scenes when you don't see them on TV, or when you don't hear them on radio, or when you don't see them drinking wine and discussing very important traditions with foreign countries. So I have here with me the Director of Americas. She's a diplomat, Americas Bureau. She's a diplomat in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Her name is Mrs. Hanna Nyako. So please help me welcome Mrs. Hanna Nyako. I have with me the current Miss Malaika, Miss Irini Binabiba. Ooh. Help me welcome Miss Irini Binabiba. And I'm sure he's already introduced himself around the house. I practically dragged Majid into this last minute. I saw him on, we actually met for the first time on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday or Thursday? Thursday. He came for a program here, and he had almost lost his voice. I said, Majid, before I shake your hand, you just have to agree to be here on Saturday morning. I'm having a program, you have to be here. He said, I'll be here. A lot of skeptics said he'll probably be hungover and won't be able to make it. And he's put them all to shame, even though he has the shades on. So please help me welcome Majid. We have two others that are supposed to join us, but are not here yet. Chris Atto and Kojo Upon and Kruma. But we'll go ahead and start. So BWP, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, is a life-changing, attitude-changing program where we try to encourage and empower the youth through shared stories of people who we consider successful. And success in our sense is not necessarily driving a fancy car or having the fancy house, but it's about self-fulfillment. It's about putting your mind to doing something and getting it done. And each of our resources we've invited are successful in their own endeavor and whatever it is that they put themselves to doing. Now, what we want to do is we're trying to, like I said, based on the theme, figure out what life is like behind the scenes of the so-called glamorous life. Now, I'd like to start with Mrs. Hanna Nyako, first and foremost. It's very interesting for those who don't know what diplomacy is all about or what it means to be a diplomat. In fact, let me play the devil's advocate here before I start. Yes, sir. What's your name? Mauli. Mauli, can you tell me what you know about diplomacy, or what you think when you hear the word diplomat?
I think a diplomat is someone who represents their country. So they communicate like they're, what's the word? Basically representative of their countries. So yeah, they take care of the relationship between their country and other countries.
That's a good answer. I think he deserves a round of applause. Okay, so I'll let Mrs. Nyako tell us a little bit more about what diplomacy is all about. Me, before I started working for the Foreign Affairs, I was one of the people that used to think it was all about fine wine, dining, and beautiful champagne drinking, and traveling around the world looking good in a suit. So let's hear what it's really about.
I think Mauli put it rightly. We represent government abroad. But in addition to that, also back in Ghana, we work for government. And being a diplomat comes with, as many of you well know, a lot of work you may not be aware of, but a lot of you know that it's glamorous. As Papa said, We put on suits and ties and nice dressing. But there's more to it than you might think. Yes, indeed, it's glamorous because you get the opportunity to dine with kings and queens and prime ministers. For example, if you're traveling in a delegation, in a presidential delegation, you sit at table with heads of states. You sit in meetings, you cover meetings. You may be seen in camera or not. It all adds to the glamour. But before you get to that point, there's a lot of work that is done in the background in terms of writing draft speeches, writing talking points, drafting briefs in the sense that you need to present to, for example, the head of state or your minister some facts about the country. And it's not just writing facts like the population is this and the people are that or that. You analyze situations to bring into perspective what the minister or His Excellency the President needs to know. And so there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. Even before you hear the announcement on the air that the president or a minister will be traveling to country A or B, a lot of work would already have started in the background before it comes up on the news.
Is it the same thing, a diplomat and an ambassador? Are you an ambassador?
No, I'm not an ambassador. But in the field of diplomacy, just like in any other job or employment, we have various grades of officers. And so when you are recruited into the Ministry of Foreign Affairs as an administrative officer or as a graduate, you start from a low position, which in our ministry, or in the Ghana Civil Diplomatic Service, we classify as Foreign Service Officer Branch A5. A5 is the lowest for graduates, newly recruited graduates. And you have to rise through the ranks from A5 to A4 to FSO A3 to A2 and A1. And A1 is the highest level that we can aspire to. And A1 is the ambassadorial grade. But you would also understand that the appointment of ambassadors is a prerogative of His Excellency the President. And so in addition to appointing the career diplomats, as we call them, you can be appointed ambassador from your field of acting. You can be appointed ambassador if you are in any profession that you may be. It's His Excellency the President's prerogative. In a sense, we all go out there to present government. Having said that, even though I'm not yet an ambassador, my colleague there, Charity, who is here with me, is not an ambassador. Whilst we are abroad, we still represent government. And we work up to an ambassador, who in other words is the head of the mission. So the ambassador represents government. We work up to the ambassador, but we are also government representatives. And so it behoves on us to comport ourselves in an internationally accepted manner, not just any way we want. And there are specific codes of dressing, specific codes of mannerism that we have to aspire to. To a large extent also, an amount of discretion also comes into play. But the bottom line is that you are representing government, and every action of yours, even what you say, what you speak, how you talk, must reflect your government's policies, must reflect government's position.
Interesting. Now, I'd like to throw the next question to Rini. let me shorten it to Rini. That's better. Did you always want to be a beauty pageant? And what made you get into running for Miss Malaika? Was it the glamour, or was there a hidden reason?
When I was quite younger, I wanted to be a model. Yeah. And everywhere I go, people say, Miss Malaika, Miss Ghana. People are giving me names. Ascribed to the pageants we have in Ghana, sorry. So that's what came into my mind, and as time went on and on and on, I got to SHS and I decided to go for one of the pageants in Ghana. I didn't know which one to go for, but then I heard about Miss Ghana, I heard about Miss Malaika and other pageants in Ghana, and I didn't know which one exactly was good because not all the pageants are really good. So as time went on, I heard about Miss Malaika, and I inquired from people about what goes into Miss Malaika, what you have to do to be the queen, and everything. So basically, I kept on hearing Miss Malaika more than all the pageants. That's what caught my attention. And I decided to go for the audition. That's why I went for Miss Malaika.
And has it come with the glamour?
Yes, it has.
What are some of the advantages of being in the limelight?
Okay. As Miss Malaika, there's certain things you can do, there's certain things you can't do because now you're out there and you have to accomplish the expectations that people have about you. So you go out there and people see you as Miss Malaika, you have to come up to that expectation that they have, and not just doing it because you have to please people, but you have to do it because you want to do it. And the advantage I have here is that there are so many things that I didn't used to do that I do now. First, I wasn't thinking of, projects that I have to embark on. I wasn't thinking of going to the northern region to go and help anyone. I wasn't thinking of going to any basic school to help people or the children in the school. But now it's a responsibility and it's making me think ahead of time. So I have to think, we're in December and January, what am I supposed to be doing? I'm going to this place, I'm going to this place. And it helps me think ahead of time, and I think it's good to plan ahead. So it's really good.
Wonderful. Now, Majid. I just found out yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, I called with your boy, and I'm like, interesting. Fancy it. He actually went to the school. Boba. Wow. Okay, you have to explain that one later. But there's this ad they used to run on TV where you keep seeing the hand of somebody, some obroni like that, then finally you look in the mirror and it's you, and like, interesting, what is that? I think it's a golden tulip ad or something like that. And sometimes I picture when people think of your life, they think, it's all hotels and waking up and, wearing nice things and sitting behind the car. But this morning, as I'm looking at you, man, you look like Charlie. It was a rough night.
I'm covering a multitude of sins with these glasses.
I understand. So, why don't you walk us through an average, typical, behind-the-scenes Majid life? Is it all jumping in fancy cars and beautiful women and the glamorous life, or what is actually the real work that goes into ensuring success in your life?
How long do I have to talk?
Let's keep it at 5 minutes, man.
All right, I'll do 10. Honestly, I'm really not interested in this question at all. I really don't care about what he's asking me. I just want to communicate with you. And the reason why he told me to come and what he told me this was about is what I want to come and do and go. I need to tell you something. And he told me it was about youth empowerment and, making them understand what success is all about and how you achieve it and how it's gotten and all of that. Now, it's really interesting with, Mommy, I forgot your name. Hanna. Hanna, and what she just said, and I'll come back to it in a couple of minutes. Usually I like it when it's question and answer, when you have to ask me and I answer you, so it's interactive, so I don't bore you with what I'm talking about, because you only ask me what you are interested in, and then the back and forth dialogue will make it interesting because you're asking me about your interests and what you want to know. But then if I'm left alone to be talking, I might be talking about something completely off your interest and I'll make no sense at all. And then I'll see the kitchen sink being thrown at me and every other thing. But it's okay. There's something I want you to know. I'm going to go back and forth with what I want to tell you about and the Bible. I don't talk without the Bible. I don't talk without Jesus Christ. Thank you very much. You'll make it to heaven. And what I want to talk to you about, please give me an hour. Hanna.
That's just...
You're right. Hanna, I'm sure you like to listen to this, and I'm sure you attest to what I'm saying in the end. I want to talk to you about vision. Vision. One of the greatest gifts God gave us was vision. Vision is not sight. God didn't give us sight as the greatest gift on earth. Sight is a function of the eyes. But vision is a function of the heart and the mind. And you'll understand when I continue. You see what she said? She said, ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a model. That's why children dream. That's why you all have dreams since you were kids. That is vision. What God did was that He gave you vision so you can project yourself into the future, go and look at how it looks like, and come back to the present and say, I want to be like that. So when you were a kid, they ask you, what do you want to be? You say, I want to be a pilot. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer. Why? You didn't know anything about doctoring or engineering or pharmaceuticals or anything like that, but then you projected, you heard, you saw, and then you had vision. You saw the future, came back to the present and said, I want to live that life. So that's vision. And that is where we all dream. That is where we all see what we want to become. And honestly, since I was a kid, I always wanted to be in a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I saw action films. I wanted to be the macho man jumping off the helicopters and being shot at and swerving the bullets and all that. I always had that in my mind. And it's so funny when she said she wanted to be a model and then she never thought about going to the north to do things for them. Now, how do you know that your vision is from God? How do you know that this vision is the right vision? I'll tell you how. Vision is only a vision when it doesn't benefit you. When in the end, vision is what you wish to be, but in the end, it doesn't benefit you. It benefits others. It empowers others. It gives others, it gives the destitute hope. It gives the people in the poor people energy because you're distributing what you have. That is how you know the vision is from God. And that is why I connected with what you said when you said that you didn't know you were going to do things in the north until you had this power and then you realized, okay, I have to go to the north to probably go and give boreholes or go and give some clothing to the poor or go and give this. That is how you know the vision is from God. It is not self-centered. It's other-centered. It's for other people. So when you were dreaming, you know, there are about, I don't know, how many people in the world right now, like 6.8 billion? 7 billion now, right? I tell you, there are 7 billion people in the world right now, and 98% of them don't know their purpose. They don't know why they're here. Do you know what your purpose is? Your purpose is what you desire in your heart to do. You know funny face, don't you? Can you imagine funny face being put in a secretarial home and say, okay, you type the letters that comes in and out and just sit in this chair from morning till night and just type all the letters that come in and out. Do you think he'll survive? No? Good. Why? Because his interest is not to sit behind the typewriter and type. That is not what he wants to do. He wants to be out there making people happy, making people laugh at themselves and laugh at him. He wants people to be excited about everything in life. He wants to make life easy for everyone. That is his purpose. He enjoys doing it. Now, once you enjoy doing it, that is your purpose. But then before the purpose gives you fulfillment. But the vision is what you want to do. He projected, he said, I want to do this. So now how do you know you're going in the right path? How do you know this is your vision? It's your interest. What are you interested in? What do you want to do? What are you excited about? What movies do you want to watch? Do you want to watch films? What books do you like to read? What magazines do you like to read? What part of the segment of the daily graphic do you want to read? Do you just go straight to sports? Do you just go to, what's your interest? What do you want to do? That is what drives you to your purpose. So the vision is the mind you have since you were growing up and what you want to do. Now God said, let the man set the plan and I will direct his ways. You have no plan, God has no way to direct. You need to have a plan. It's not complicated. People say, how am I going to draw a plan? What plan am I going to write? How is this plan going to be like? I have no idea. I didn't go to business school to know this or know that. So how am I going to draw this plan? If you know your destination, it will determine the kind of friends you keep. If you know your destination, it will determine the kind of books you read. If you know your destination, it will determine the kind of radio stations you listen to, the kind of movies you watch. Because if you know where your end is, then that determines your choices. If you know where your end is, that determines what interests you to choose or not to choose. Am I supposed to be with this guy? Maoli and Collins have been my after school. Why are we still friends since school? Not Kwabuje, film school. Now, because we shared the same interest. I knew my destination. I knew what interested. I knew what my interests were about. I knew what I liked. I knew what I wanted to be already. And then they became my friends because we shared the same interests, and that's why they're still my friends. But then if I was talking to you, you know, people that have nothing to do always want you to go with them to do nothing. People that don't have any aim always want you to accompany them. I have no aim. Come, let's go. No aim. Have you realized that? People that never have anything to do always want to drag you along to do nothing. But then, you see, let me give you an example. You see, when you're coming from airport to maybe Shiashi, and you're driving on the main road, maybe from 37, let's go a bit further, from 37 to Shiashi, this is the main road, and then as you're going on that road, you see a couple of exits. Right exit, left exit. Right goes to airport, left goes to association, right goes to the polo club, left goes here. You realize there are a lot of exits on the road. Now, these exits you see, are they good exits or bad exits? You can't answer that question. Thing is, every exit is a good exit. But is every exit the right exit? It depends on your destination. It depends on where you finally want to go. If you're going to airport and you get to 37, will you take a right to go to cantonment if your destination is airport? So, but when you take the right, it's a smooth road. You see a fast food, you can buy food. You see a filling station, you can fill up your gas. It's a good exit, but is it the right exit? Do you understand? Now, the opposition to good is right. Chris, don't worry, come sit down here, right here. Just to everyone first. Okay. Yes. Morning. Merry Christmas. Sit down, Chris. You're welcome. Now, all the exits are good exits, but are they the right exit? If I don't want any talking. I'll throw the mic at you. Hey! I'll throw the mic at you. You hear me? I'll throw the mic at you. I'll hurt you. You will bleed, and your eye will gush out, and you will see a lot of blood in this place. All right. Now what I was saying was I hate distraction. I hate distraction because it makes me forget what I was talking. I have very short memory. I'm like a goldfish. My memory span is just 3 seconds. When 3 seconds pass, I forget what I was talking about. Don't distract me.
But excuse me, I'm wondering whether you can let someone else also continue building on what
you know. I'm almost done, Hannah. I'm almost done. You know, I can see you're enjoying the conversation, but
I am. But
yeah,
I
good.
think others should also have the opportunity.
Of course. I'm almost done. That's why I told you to give me just an hour. Okay, 2 more hours. Thank you. All right. Now, what I'm saying is, these exits you see on the road, they are good exits, but are they the right exit? Don't think the devil always makes you do the bad thing. The devil can manipulate you to do the good thing. Because if you're doing the good thing, you'll never get to the right thing. That's your purpose. So you might be doing good, but it won't be the right thing.
Now, I just want to say a really funny, interesting story about today's program. Just to give you an idea of how our regular programs run, and even though they seem very regular and very seamless and everything, if I tell you what goes on behind the scenes, it will blow your mind. My team knows that. But just to let you know, even the resources we have today and how they came about. Initially, when we decided to do this particular theme, we started thinking, we want to invite people who are celebrities at the Limelight, and so I decided to go through my phone book and see those who already had contact with them, people I know, to invite to come. Long story short, each one of these resources you see here, it was by, I want to say it was by divine intervention. Kensley walked into my office. He said, "Papa, I think you need to invite my boss." And listen, right there. Now, Mr. Nyarko, as I know her, usually tries to, as far as I've known her, likes to shy away from, you know, too much attention. And so I didn't know how she'd react to being on camera, being on the show. We went to her office and she said yes. I said, wow. Then, next thing, I'm sitting in my office, somebody else walks up to me and says, "Papa, I know the new Miss Malaika. Would you like to have her in the show?" I said, "Interested." I picked up the phone and called her. Now, initially, she was a bit reluctant. I said, "No, just come out. Let's meet, let's talk." She agreed to come. Then Zara said, "Hey, you know what? Have you considered Chris?" I said, "Yes. But Chris is so hard to reach that I'll talk to Chris." No problem. Chris was on point. Then just 3 days or 2 days later, I wasn't even planning on coming to Kahaya. I just happened to pass by and Majid just walks in. So a friend of mine says, "Hey, come, let me introduce you to Majid." So as he introduces, Majid stretches out his hand and I said, "I'll only shake your hand condition. I have a show on Saturday and you have to be there." And Sam was, "Oh, he's not going to be there. Look at his voice. He will be hung up." But I have faith that he will be here. And all four of them are here. It's weird. But one thing we keep talking about is laws of attraction. If you believe it and you want it well enough, it's as if the whole universe conspires to get you there. Now, Chris is here.
What's the universe?
Well, the universe is controlled by God.
Good. So it's
God ordained.
Yes.
It's a natural thing.
God wants the universe.
It's a natural thing, like the seed growing.
Very good.
Exactly. So, we're going to just have the last, in lieu of no question, are there any questions?
Yes.
Any questions? We'll keep talking. Contributions? Okay. So we'll take the contribution, and then after that, we'll let all our beautiful speakers say one last word of encouragement, and then we'll close off the show. So, yes, we would like to take your contribution.
I'm still in the process of achieving my vision, and something Majid said that if you don't like sitting behind a computer typing all the time, you should press it. And I'm planning on working on my letter for my colleagues. I think in our community, we've been lucky to have so many influential people around that we don't approach them. And I would really advise each one of us try and make use of the people around us. If you are in doubt of anything, you should ask them, because they are experts who have experience, and I'm sure their advice will go a long way to help us achieve what we have. And another thing I will add is we should be quick to spot opportunities, because the world is becoming very competitive, and if you're late comer, I'm sorry, you might become all viable, but you might not be working for your own good. And the best way to identify what is going on, if this is good for me, is to do your research. I was having a conversation with Papa, and it's like, people don't appreciate information. And I think that's one thing that is hurting our community. We should try to go out there, find information, find out what is going on. Disappointments will come, but it goes in a long way to help us. With me, when I approach people and I get disappointed, I go like, maybe a better person will come along, or I'm too good for them. So I think that's something that we should take on and guide ourselves through. Thank you.
Okay, so Chris, last words of encouragement, and anything else you'd like to add?
Thank you. How long do I have?
2 minutes.
Okay, it hasn't started yet. It hasn't started yet. I wanted to quickly add. So just quickly add. Yes. Do I have your permission? Do I have your permission? Yeah. Wonderful. You see, we have an audience that wants. to hear. That's a good thing. That's always a good thing. First of all, Irene, you.
Please get me a good mic. Irene here has discovered one
of life's greatest secrets. Okay? When I was doing my first degree, I had a painting teacher who would say, shady work, no, shady work, no. Me. You know, as I shade the work until it breathes. It is a thought, it's an idea, it's a wish in your head until you put it down on paper. Always think on paper. Think on paper. She probably thinks that she was putting it down as a reminder of what she wants to become. I'll tell you what, she was creating it. Which brings it back to my point. You have the power to create. Papa said something about some who might feel lost. It's absolutely okay, just like Hanna said, it's absolutely okay to still feel lost, to not be sure. But here's a secret for you guys, and Majid sort of even put this in there. Here's a secret to finding yourselves. Follow your passion. And that's what he meant by, if you're not interested in typing, don't type. If you're not interested in being where you are, don't be there. Follow your passion. I'll tell you one other huge secret that you might or might not know. Everything in this world, everything is based on two decisions, fear and love. Everything that you do. When you're looking at the next person funny, it's motivated by fear. I'm asking you to change the way you think. And you see, that's exactly what we're all doing right now. We're asking you to change everything. Everything you know right now wiped out, reformat. Because everyone sitting here is getting information that could change your lives. Honestly. If you practice it, you'll see it. The people you want to become. Start with love, like Majid said. And love in two parts, meaning, what is it that you love? What is it that makes your blood boil? What is it that sparks your passion? That's where you need to be. And that's where your real money will come from. Once you harness that passion into making money, then you have completely made it. And like you said, even Hanna said she wasn't sure where she was going to be. Sometimes you feel like, oh, but should I be here? I'll tell you what, none of you are lost. Everyone is exactly where they need to be. You here need to be hearing this message right now. You've attracted it to yourselves. That's why you're hearing it. So choose out of love. Not choose out of